It's Clive Rocksinger here. I've been designing a gauge mount for these types of gauges. You can actually, they literally throw these away, and they're incredibly accurate. And where they come in really handy is just when you're designing power supplies, it'll actually measure ripple. When you can put a digital meter on a circuit that's got a slight oscillation, the digital numbers go all over the place. It just goes crazy. With these gauges, you can actually see the actual ripple on the positive and negative ends of it. So these gauges are really handy, but there's got a few negatives to this. Number one, they're big. They're heavy. And one of the biggest things is they take up a big footprint. See, when you've got a regular voltage meter, they're very kind of narrow. These things are big and they're heavy, and when you connect all your terminals up, they actually take up quite a bit of space. So my idea was to have it mounted like that, up, so that it's actually above the work to a certain degree, or you can put it at the back and you got a little bit of space under it, so you can put stuff under it. So I've designed this, which is unreal. I've always wanted to do this, and here it is there. 14 hours it took to print that out. That's insane, but that actually works incredibly well. Not only did I manage to get it in there, that goes in the right, but I actually managed to get a screw and everything in it. And that's something that's very hard to do, because these gauges are very tight tolerances, and there was only a few millimetres. What I had to do was I had to put a barrel on there. I've got to get a longer screw, but that actually, I'm able to actually bolt that up, which is bizarre for these old gauges. This one has had its, that seems to be a bit off centre too. Right, oh no, because I haven't got it in the hole. Oh, that's why. No, it is actually centred. Get that out of there, put that into there. I did actually have this centred. Go in, you. Oh well. Anyway, what I've done is I've designed this, and it's so that it actually, so it's on this really complicated sort of mechanism. I'm still obviously working on it, but it's an interesting idea. But the great part about it is these gauges are everywhere, and you can get them for nothing in Melbourne. You know, they'll throw voltmeters away that are really old, and they chuck this technology away because, as I said, they're big and they're heavy and they're cumbersome, but boy are they accurate. And as I said, when you're designing something with a small oscillation and you're trying to filter an AC and a DC and you get a slight waveform fluctuation, these gauges are fantastic, and they look grouse, but they take up a big footprint, but they don't if they're sitting up the back like that. This is actually for my what do I call I can't remember now, I gave it a name, but that test bench that I wanted to put voltage gauges on it, and I remembered I had these, and I've always wanted to make a housing for that, and how's that? It took 14 hours, but how's that? Got a bolt in the back, it's got a screw in it, and it is actually centered. It does actually go right in the center. Get that in there. That does actually go, if I can get that in there. Go in. Yeah, I think that's it there. Yeah, that's it there, look at that. That's centered. That's actually going through the hole. I had to decentralise the hole in there. But yeah, there you are. And it's got a pivot at the back. And so I can now move that around, and I want to be able to move it like this type of thing. I'm actually even considering putting it on a roller base so I can pivot it around and roll it around like that too. But you know, I don't know whether that might be version number 27. But oh look, you know, 3D printing, it's letting your fingers do the welding. I mean, you go down in the garage and try and make it up, you could make one, but once you've designed it, this has got a few, that's got actually actually hollows in there, because that part's hollow and I use that as a base, so that's actually just got to be redrawn. I'll probably have to redraw the whole thing again. I've got to do the geometry on this because it's really complicated, but it's on its way. But when you're doing something like this, they're really difficult to work out, and you've got to use a lot of geometry and a lot of special artistic tricks to get it all worked out. But oh, you know, this 3D printing is just insane. I mean, this unit works, and I've got my other test unit working, and I've also got a file. I wonder where it is. If I open up no, it's not there. Hang on, bear with me. Where was it? Oh, that's right, yeah, no, it was in mega file. This is really cool. This is when I was drawing the bench up, I did all sorts of prototypes for it, and I've got a way of so these are this was a symbol that counts up to, I wanted to count up to 100 using the single symbol, and this is a set of symbols that count up to 100, and I've already got all of the terminology for it. But I've done extensive work with creating circuits and different types of diagrams, and this is one that I've got to draw up now. I've got so many of them and it's just mind-boggling. I've been doing this stuff for 40 odd years, and this is how you draw the circuit diagram up for testing it. When you want to test, you want to break the circuit for current and voltage, you break it all up like that, and EVC would be flipped around to be red. That means it's reversed. But yeah, I've got to do that with this new circuit. I've already done calculations with that, and yeah, she's all underway. Where did I put that? Let's go down into here. I've already started on that. Oh, that's not in this circuit, that's right, not in this book. But anyway, where was that one? Let's go down here. See this, I think that was a prototype of the circuit that I built. And so yeah, I've already made very heavy inroads into this stuff, and I've got a diode circuit I did some calculations with. But yeah, this is all going rocking and rolling. How's that? You can do that with these old gauges. You can get it for nothing. Clive Rocksinger, over and out.